Hello everyone, this is the Freed, and this is my first build, and it is my preferred build with Moze, who is my favorite character so far. This build focuses around doing the most possible destruction and maintaining Iron Bear as much as possible through the use of cooldown, increased fuel on kill, and increase cooldown when you do explosive damage, which is really the entire focus of this build, as well as having fun with explosives. So if explosives aren't your thing, this probably isn't for you. But if it is, I think you'll have a field day with this build. And having said that, I will now go over each of the skills I get and why. To start off, we get 3 points into deadlines. This gives us 30% fuel drain reduction when we use Iron Bear weapons, which is very good since you're going to be shooting a lot of explosives. And it also gives you fuel back on kills, but it says diminishing returns, so the more kills you get, the less benefit this is going to give you. But you're still getting something out of it, so that's good. After that, we get 5 points into Grizzled. This gives us reduced cooldown on the action skill whenever you get a kill in general, which again is useful because you'll be in your mech even faster when you're out of it already. From there, we get 3 points into Means of Destruction. This will cause you to get ammo back as well as grenades based on percentage whenever you do splash damage. And if you're using Torg weapons, most likely even the regular fired bullets will count as splash damage, making you get ammo back pretty much all the time, as well as grenades for even more explosive fun. Then we get 5 points into Stainless Steel Bear. This gives your Iron Bear 30% more armor and 20% more fuel, so you'll be in it longer and you'll be harder to destroy in the mech, if that's even possible. And since you'll be in it often, that is wonderful. And then from there, we get 3 points into Pull the Holy Pin, because what's better than having an explosive grenade than having a critically hit chance grenade? I can't think of much. So your grenades will be even more powerful than they already were. Our next point goes into Auto Bear. This will cause your bear to continue firing even after you're out of it. So if you've equipped it with, say, miniguns, it's going to keep shooting. If it's got grenade launchers, it's going to keep blowing stuff up. If it has nuke launchers, that's going to be a fun time. But either way, when the thing's done, it's going to self-destruct, and it's going to be beautiful. Moving on from there, we get 5 points into Vampire, which is, quite frankly, the only way we're going to be able to heal in this build. So it would be a good idea to get good with your grenades, because if you have an explosive grenade with a good radius, you'll get 20% of your health back per enemy hit. So if you hit 5 people, you're good to go. If you only hit one person, like in a boss situation, it might be better to have like a life-stealing grenade, because we don't have a lot of means to heal, but we sure do have a lot of means to get into the mech and blow stuff up. We aren't getting this because we don't have enough points to get the grenade's capacity. We're more about grenade quality than total. And since we have the regeneration from shooting bullets, you shouldn't have issues with getting your grenades back. Next we go to the Last. This will allow you to throw grenades while you're down. So if you have a rather strong explosive grenade, this is going to be rather helpful for you. And then we get 5 points into Explosive Punctuation. This will make your cooldown even lower, and it will generate quicker when it's down. And all you have to do is deal splash damage. And if you're building mostly explosive, you're going to be doing it all the time. And our final point goes into short fuse. Whenever you deal gun damage, you're going to cause another explosion centered on the target. Now, we don't know the radius, we don't know whether or not regular gun bullets count as a secondary explosion, or if the explosive bullets will trigger it as well. Either way, you're going to do more explosions, and that is what we're here for. Now, this is the skill tree where you get to pick your mech abilities. You have a choice between grenade launchers, mods for the grenade launchers. If you want a singularity grenade, that's a good choice right there. If you want higher reload speed and a burst, go for it. If you just want more damage, I would recommend going for shape charge. But if you're like me, you probably just want to blow everything up in the biggest possible way. And my plan is to get a nuke in one slot, and then in the other slot, we will have rockets. Now, these rockets will reduce or increase the damage of all sources, no matter what enemy is hit by the rocket. So my plan is to hit as many enemies in a group with these rockets so they all take more damage, and make sure you hit the badass enemies as strong or high health enemies, and then just nuke them with your other gun. Pretty much erasing everything you hit. Now, obviously, this is a theory build, so it might not be perfect, but I expect this will be rather effective and fun. And we haven't gotten to it yet, but since we have 2 rockets, it might trigger the auto bear ability, or I should say the specialist bear ability on the other skill tree. But we won't know till the game comes out. Having said that, next we go for Daka Bear, which gives us a man turret. It isn't essential to the build, but I like it since you're going to be spending a lot of time in the mech, and it would probably be a good idea to be in co-op, so your teammate might want to get into the turret and, just have fun with you. From there, we get 5 points into matched set. And if you're like me, you probably really love Torg for their explosive guns, and you've probably seen it. They have these sticky bullets now, so every enemy you hit with a bullet sticks to them, and then they all get hit for explosive damage when you reload. Now, you get reduced heat per shot, as well as increased magazine size per matching manufacturer. So if you were running entirely Torg, you'd probably get over 50% magazine size, which, quite frankly, is a lot of ammo to have. And then the other ability we get next is 5 points of Cloud of Lead. This causes it so that every 4 shots you don't consume ammo, and you deal bonus incendiary damage, which will stack with the fact that you have an increased magazine, and now you also don't use as many bullets, so you're going to have basically an even larger magazine and do even more explosive damage, which is just wonderful. From there, we get this redistribution, which causes us, if we get a critical hit, to regenerate more ammo. Again, more bullets, more explosions, more cooldown, more bear. It's a good thing. And from here, we go for a couple points in the Scorching RPMs. Because what we want is also more fire rate and critical hit damage. It can't hurt, it's not essential, but it's necessary to go further into the build. And our final point goes into Specialist Spare. And like I said before, this most likely will increase the damage of both weapons if you're using the same base weapon. And if you have 2 rockets, that'll work. It isn't known yet if it will work if you have a different mod in there. If it does, my idea of a nuke and a damage increasing rocket launcher will work well. But if it does not, you might want to just go with like double grenade launchers or double rockets or double nuke launchers if you really want to go that far. But either way, that about sums up the build. So if you want to have a field day with explosives, this is for you. It's probably not the strongest in terms of survival and healing, but it poses a huge potential for fun and enjoyment, which is really what Borderlands is all about. And again, this is mainly for destructive people who just like blowing stuff up way too much. So this is the Freed. I'll be signing out. Hope this helped you, and if you love the build, let me know. Like, comment, whatever. I'll respond. And I'm always open to advice. Later.